Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo. Today in this lesson we're going to be studying the Kempo Gokui, which means the deepest secrets of fist law. Now, the Kempo Gokui is practiced amongst many martial artists who are really focused on empty-handed fighting. So anything from Chuan Fa to Karate Do, Kenpo, Kempo, all of these forms of martial arts more than likely pull lessons from the Kempo Gokui. Now, the word Kempo Gokui, the word Gokui means deepest secrets, and Kempo is fist law. So that's where we get this idea of the deepest secrets of fist law, or the deepest secrets of fighting. Now, many times people study the Kempo Gokui and they don't call it the Kempo Gokui, they call it the 8 poems of the fist. And that's because there are 8 secrets or 8 esoteric lessons that are within the Kempo Gokui, okay? Now, I will say that these 8 particular secrets, or 8 esoteric lessons, they are made to be esoteric lessons. So every individual will read them differently, and the translation and the interpretation will be based on everyone's training. So the perspective, I guess, everyone's perception of these 8 lessons or these 8 esoteric lessons will be based on their perspective. So people who study Chuan Fa might look at these 8 particular secrets a different way than someone who studies Kenpo, or someone who studies Kempo, or someone who studies Karate Do. There might be a different look at these 8 particular esoteric secrets, because you got to keep in mind, perception is based off of perspective, and where you're standing and your training does change your perception, okay? Now, I'm going to read these 8 particular esoteric lessons of the Kempo Gokui, and I'll be reading from the book Kokoru Kempo Heiho Densho. Now, as many of you guys know, Kokoru Kempo is one of the 7 traditions that's taught within the Budo, and the Heiho Densho goes over all of the principles, strategies, and philosophies that's taught within this particular tradition, Kokoru Kempo. Now, this book also goes over all of the material that's needed to know at the Shoden level, the Shoden Gata. So all of the kata, the waza, the kuden, everything you need to know in the initial level or the first scroll of Kokoru Kempo is within this book. Now, I will be putting a link to this book in the comment section below, as well as a description, so if you guys are interested in adding a Kempo book to your training library, this is a wonderful book for you guys to add to that. So the translation of the Kempo Gokui that I use and the way that I teach it is going to be found in this particular book here. Now, the Kempo Gokui originally comes from the Bubishi, and the Bubishi was written in 1621. Now, many times people kind of call the Bubishi the Bible of Karate, and that's just because within the Bubishi there's an empty-handed section and a vital point, or kyosho section within the Bubishi, and many martial arts that focus on empty-handed fighting, again, Chuan Fa, Kempo, Karate Do, etc. These particular schools use this material from the Bubishi, and they added it to their particular school. So that's why a lot of times people refer to the Bubishi as the Bible of Karate. But nonetheless, the Kempo Gokui does come from the Bubishi, which was written in 1621. So, let me get to the page here. Okay, so the Kempo Gokui. I'm going to read them first, and then I'm going to go back and give you guys a little deeper insight as to the lessons, okay? And you'll see where I'm coming from when I say that the Kempo Gokui is meant to be esoteric, because many people can kind of interpret these many different ways. Number 1, the mind is one with heaven and earth. Number 2, the circulatory rhythm of the body is similar to the cycle of the sun and moon. Number 3, a way of inhaling and exhaling is hardness and softness. Number 4, adapt in accordance with each situation. Number 5, techniques will occur in the absence of conscious thought. Number 6, the feet must advance and retreat, separate and meet. Number 7, the eyes see that which should not be seen. Number 8, always expect in all directions the unexpected. So I'm going to go through each one of them, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of deeper insight as to each one. Number 1, the mind is one with heaven and earth. What does that mean? The mind is one with heaven and earth. In our particular school of the Budo, we understand that there's a concept called the Tenchi Jin, which means heaven, earth, mankind, and the connection to what's above to what's below. And when we say the mind is one with heaven and earth, the most easiest fundamental aspect means we all come from the heavens and we're all human. We can all feel pain. We can all get hurt. If someone's in front of you, you can defeat the person that's in front of you. So when you read this thing, it says the mind is one with heaven and earth. You need to have a connection. The mind needs to have a connection to the body and above. So again, Tenchi, heaven, earth, mankind, that kind of thing. Your mind needs to be in one. It needs to be connected to everything that you do mentally, physically, and emotionally. And instead of having like three separate things going on, the hardest thing to do when you fight is to fight yourself in your head while you're fighting your opponent. And I think a lot of people can kind of relate to that a little bit. But when you study this idea of the mind is one with heaven and earth, we are people. At the end of the day, we all come from the heavens, and we're all going to go to the earth. We're all going to be buried, and we're all going to die. So everyone that you face is human. So no matter what, don't ever think someone is better than you. Don't ever think someone's below you. We are all in the same connections. We're all from this idea of heaven and earth, okay? Number 2, the circulatory rhythm of the body is similar to the cycle of the sun and moon. Now, there's a couple different ways of interpreting that, and I like the different aspects to it. But when you study pressure points, there are certain pressure points that work during the day, and there are certain pressure points that work during the night, and they're more effective during the day than at night. Science has also found that we breathe through one nostril more during the day, and then the other nostril more during the night. How they figured that out years ago, I don't know. But when you understand the idea that the circulatory rhythm of the body is similar to the cycle of the sun and moon, the circulatory system, the way that everything moves, the breathing, the blood, the water, everything is the pressure points that you use, the inhaling, the exhaling, the connection. This when the sun comes down, the moon goes up. When the moon goes down, the sun comes up. So this idea of push and pull. And that particular timing, right? That timing needs to be addressed while you're fighting. So when you're fighting, you should think of it's like a dance. You know, if you move a little too quick with your opponent, then you mess up. If you move a little too slow, well then you've messed up. So you don't want to move too quick. You don't want to move too slow. You want to move in rhythm, in that same cycle. That's this constant balance, like the sun and moon. You have that same cycle, that same balance with your opponent during the fight, and take advantage of the openings that are there. Okay. Number 3, the way of inhaling and exhaling is hardness and softness. That's true. So when you inhale, most people flex and take a punch, right, and then you exhale. I think we all can agree that the first thing that we did when we came out of our mother's womb was we took a breath. And the last thing that we're going to do on this earth is exhale, right? So hardness and softness, understanding flexible and stiff, yeah? And make sure that there's a certain balance. When you guys are doing your defense, when you need to, take you want to make sure that you're exhaling and you're being very flexible with your movements, but there also has to be a hardness that goes along with that. And this balance between hardness and softness have to be there. It's just like the oak breaks under pressure, the willow doesn't. So, but we don't want to be so soft that you can't be effective, right? So there has to be this balance. And when you read the number 3, the way of inhaling and exhaling is hardness and softness, the breathing, controlling your breathing within a fight does control the way that you can move your body effectively. If you breathe too much, then your heart rate goes up, anxiety goes up, fear goes up, and you're not controlling your body. And again, that goes back to that mind, body, and spirit, and unify them all at once. And being able to control that and utilize your skills within martial arts effectively. So when you see that the way of inhaling and exhaling is hardness and softness, it is. You can be hard, you can be soft, but you also have to find a balance, okay? The next one is adapt to the accordance with each situation. Now, I think this is something that damn near every martial art teaches you. You don't want to, given the situation, you need to adapt to it. You can't just solely stick to the kata. And this is something that I preach within our school all of the time. You can't just stick to the kata. No fight is ever going to be started and finished with just you sticking with this fixed motion of kata, and these are the ancient teachings. You have to be able to adapt what you've learned and put that within the situation that you're in. You'll be pulling from different kata and extracting different waza and mending them together and molding them as you're within your altercation. And you have to be able to do that on call. It's not something that that you can just like preset or pre-think about, you know what I mean? But the reality of the situation is martial art teaches us more than just fighting. So when we talk about you should be able to adapt your martial arts to all situations, I think most people can understand that. And they can be like, yeah, that's right. But martial arts teaches us a way of life, right? The way. And you should be able to adapt the martial arts that you're training in all situations, not just fighting, but also the way that you live. And I think that also has a much deeper meaning and a deeper essence to it, because too many people are really good at beating people up, but not a lot of people are really good at helping others when they should. And I think being able to learn the martial arts and help other people is a very important and integral part towards the martial arts. Number 5, techniques will occur in the absence of conscious thought. If you train your body enough, you educate your muscles. We call that muscle memory, right? Your muscles do certain things in a certain way because you've trained them enough to be able to do that. You should educate your body, right? You should educate your muscle memory, educate your nervous system to react a certain way through certain stressful situations. And when you can do that without actually thinking about the technique, it puts you at a higher level. And the reason for that is everyone tends to think this idea is Bubishi, no mind, right? Well, yeah, but we can get into that in a different video because I don't really want to bring that in here. But techniques occur in the absence of conscious thought. You reach a higher level of excellence. And when you can do something and your body is so attuned to it that it's been educated and it has a muscle memory to react, act, towards any situation, your mind can be focused on other things. How many people are there? What's going on? What's the situation? Are you on concrete? Are you on grass? Is it wet? Are you on gravel? What footwork do you need to use in the situation that you're in? What can you do to evade, put an obstacle between you and your opponent? All these different things. Your mind has to be able to pick up all this information that's surrounding you. And not only are you trying to pick up this information that's surrounding you, but you should also try to understand real quick while you're doing this, while you're mentally assessing the situation, physically protecting yourself against the attack. And that's what this idea of the techniques will occur in the absence of conscious thought, because consciously you're thinking, I'm on wet concrete, I need to not jump around, right? Or whatever the situation is. So that goes into the idea of educating your muscles, educating your nervous system and your body through muscle memory, through repetition, and being able to perform without actually thinking, okay, someone does this, I need to do this, and then I strike, and then move and come out the way here. You shouldn't be thinking like that. You should just be doing what it is that you need to do at the moment that you need to do it. That is the total lesson of that particular Gokui. The next one, the feet must advance and retreat, separate and meet. Anyone who studies here within the Budo Yukai, you guys know the lessons of the Kenpo Taisabaki, which is the footwork. And every particular waza that we have, you should be able to attach every footwork drill towards the waza that you're learning. Kata is a form. All kata is waza linked to make a specific form. A waza is an individual motion. So if I do like a jab, we call kazamizuki. I do a jab. That's a waza. That's ate waza. A kick, giri waza. A block, uke waza. Right? A lock, kensetsu waza. A throw, that's nage waza. A waza is an individual skill. That's a waza. A kata is taking individual skills, waza, and linking them together to make a form. Okay? So when you read this particular motion, the feet must advance, retreat, separate, and meet. You are taking the waza of Kenpo, right? And you should be utilizing the Tai Sabaki. You should be able to stand in a if you can't see my legs in the video, but you'd be able to spread your legs into a strong stance as you execute certain particular techniques. You should also be able to shuffle forward, bring your feet together and strike, and then come away. You should be able to step off to the side. And when you throw your strike, you should be able to strike and move. It isn't just moving forward and putting your feet together, but it's also separating them at the time that you need. We call it point of origin. So at the moment that you throw your strike, and you throw your strike and step back, you should bring your feet together at the moment of impact, depending on the situation. Like bang, and then you're going to be shuffling back, and then utilizing different footwork with different technique. So the idea of the feet must separate, retreat, all this comes down to the Tai Sabaki. How you move your body in the situation that you're in is very crucial, right? So, you know, that is something but that just takes constant practice and constant drilling and constant educating your body to be able to move in a pragmatic and efficient manner in a violent situation. The next one, the eyes see that which should not be seen. The art of war is deception. Right, so you should always be aware of your surroundings. How many people are there? Who's walking up to you? When you're putting your groceries in the back of your car in the trunk, or you're putting your kid in your car seat. Understand that when you open your door to your car, right? When you open the door to your car, you kind of get this little triangular effect, right? So the door's open this way, and here I am putting my kid in the car seat. You're not getting out of that. That's a perfect time for someone to kind of steal your purse, steal your wallet, rob you at gunpoint, so on and so forth. Be aware of your surroundings. See the things that most people don't pay attention to. What is the threat? How are they carrying themselves? Are they holding something? Do they have something that they're not showing you? You know, you should be able to be aware of everything. See the things that should not or cannot, or they're trying to not be seen, right? In ninjutsu, we talk about transparency, right? So ninjutsu is transparent. It's there, but it's not there. You don't really see it, right? That's the concept within this particular technique. You should be able to see the things that are unseen. What are they trying to do while they're doing what it is that they're doing? And that's important, because if you don't understand the truth behind the action, it's very hard to be able to defeat the opponent. You know, if not, you're just playing defense the whole time. You can't do that. You have to be able to see and understand the intent behind the action. That way you can defeat the opponent that's in front of you. And that's the particular lesson that they're talking about. Number 8, always expect in all directions the unexpected. Being able to act pragmatically and effectively in all directions through all forms of kata, waza, footwork, timing, everything. You guys understand, anyone who studies with the Budo within the Kokoru Kenpo, you guys know that we study the Happo Sabaki, and that could be for another video as well, and which goes over directional patterns, how to move effectively, how to attack effectively, how to do trapping skills effectively, how to counter attack effectively, and evasion skills, etc. So the idea of being able to understand the Happo Sabaki, all the directions, that's very, very, very crucial. Always expect in all directions the unexpected. Never assume that you're safe in any situation, because it's the moment that you let your guard down, that's the moment that you are at your weakest point when you have to protect yourself, right? So you don't ever want to not expect the unexpected. So real quick, one more time. The mind is one with heaven and earth. Understand the connection to the gods. Understand the connection to the earth and the people. Your mind and body and spirit should be one. Your mind should be one with the heaven and earth. It's not just the spiritual connection, the emotional connection, the mental connection, but also the physical connection. Everything's in one. Everything is one. It's not many things, it's one thing, right? The circulatory rhythm of the body is similar to the cycle and moon. The timing, understand distance. Best distance, best timing, only one chance. Take advantage of that. Understand how things move. The perfect timing with the opponent. Move when they move how they move. Understand that movement and being able to move with them and take advantage of that movement while they're moving at that time. That's very important. Number 3, the way of inhaling and exhaling is hardness and softness. It's true. We have to inhale and we have to exhale. You can't just not inhale or not exhale. We are alive. We are breathing. So we have to inhale, we have to exhale, which means there needs to be and without both, we can't be alive. So if inhaling and exhaling is hardness and softness, there needs to be a balance between hardness and softness. We can't inhale too much and not exhale. Just the same, we can't exhale too much and not inhale. So there needs to be a balance. We don't want to be too hard, because like the oak tree, we break under pressure. But we won't want to be too soft, because if we're too soft, we can't effectively make an attack and protect ourselves. So they need to find balance. Number 4, adapt to the accordance of each situation. Adapt. Understand the timing, understand the distance, understand that we talked about that timing. Adapt to the situation. How many? What do they have? What do they want? Where am I at? What skills do I have in this situation? What am I holding? Who do I have to protect? Right? Keep in mind, if you have to use the martial arts skills that you guys are training in, it's for self-defense. And I know for me, I'm married and I have two daughters. And there's no way possible if me and my wife and my 2 children, someone tries to, attack us, right? If I don't protect them, if they go through me, my kids and wife don't have a chance in hell. I am the one that has to step up and protect my wife and kids. I have to do that, right? So we have to understand, you have to understand that. You have to adapt to the situation. Are you alone? Because if you're alone, your evasion skills are much different than that if you have to protect other people. Adapt, improvise, and overcome. It's just that simple, right? The next one is going to be the techniques will occur in the absence of conscious thought, right? Train your body enough to be able to be effective without consciously having to think, that's an inward block, that's an outward block. Because if that's what you got to do, you've lost. Your mind should be picking up information and your body should be doing something. The mind and body, when they say the mind and body one, that doesn't mean they're doing the same thing at the same time. That just means they're working in unison together. The body can be doing blocking, counterattacks, trapping, and these kind of things, while the mind is picking up information on where the people are, what is the scenario, what's the element that I'm in. It's not that the mind has to be totally focused on what the body's doing, it's that the mind and the body has to be unified in one, and through that is where you will prevail, right? The feet must advance, retreat, separate, and meet. Understand the Tai Sabaki. Understand how to move your body effectively, efficiently, and pragmatically in all violent situations. You are the weapon. You need to make sure you have those skills. If you don't have those skills, that is your fault. Your fighting technique is your responsibility. You're either training or you're not training. The eyes see that which should not be seen. Yeah. I guess we can understand what is the eye, right? Is it what eye are you using? Is it just these 2 eyes? Or are you using a different eye to see the unseen? Is it something that you feel and that's your foresight to be able to understand the threat? Or is it something that's in the physical realm? Either way, you should be able to see the unseen, understand the intent, understand the reason, and then protect yourself. Always expect in all directions the unexpected. Happo Sabaki. Being able to protect yourself in all areas. And the Happo Sabaki isn't something flat like this. It's circular. It can come from any direction at any time. And you should always not only be ready, right? But you should be able to do it. If you're not able to protect yourself in all directions, it doesn't matter whether you're ready or not, you're still dead. So these are the Kempo Gokui, right? The deepest secrets of fighting. Again, if you guys are interested in reading these and my thoughts a little bit more on the subject, you guys can get the book Kokoro Kenpo Heiho Densho. The book is written by me. The Kokoro Kenpo is one of the 7 traditions that's taught within the Budo Ryukai. Again, a link to this particular book will be in the description. It will also be in the comment section as well. And put your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, the Kempo Gokui is very subjective, right? It really is. A lot of people have different training in different martial arts, and when they read those particular poems or esoteric lessons, their education and their perception and perspective of their training gives them a different insight to that particular lesson. So if you guys want, stick what you guys think. What do you guys think those 8 secrets are saying? What do you guys think those 8 esoteric lessons from the masters of the past are telling us? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So thank you guys very much for all of your love and support. I deeply appreciate it. And take care, be safe, and good luck in your journey of Budo. Blessed be.